Hey, welcome everybody to another exciting adventure up with Eddie Buffalo. And look who it is. Look who it is. Look who it is.
Hey,
Just so everybody knows, all the comments and statements by Eddie Buffalo and Dr. Andy are purely for entertainment purposes. And we're not dating. Just so you know who we're talking about, you asshole. So he wants to, but I'm waiting for a better offer. Am I gonna get it?
not that you know for me.
So this show is actually what Andy wanted to do. And what's the show about, Dr. Andy?
I want to talk about the influence of drugs and rock. And I'm not going to be cautionary tale and, oh, don't do this. It's more, look what came from and look how it happened.
Well, before we do that, Dr. Andy, we got to pay some bills. So who do you think it's going to be? Who do you think we're going to be talking about today? PincheGringo.com. Yes, and we have a studio audience today. My friend Heather's sitting there making faces, giggling and laughing. Yes, that's what she's doing. I didn't know what she's doing. She's got the Bible in her hand. It's not going to help us. It's not going to help us.
But if you throw the water on me, I smoke and burn.
Oh. So once again, one of our favorite sponsors is PincheGringo.org. Cool shirts, cool hats, fun stuff. It's fun. It's neat. It's colorful.
It's a great gift for your non-Spanish speaking friends.
Yes, because what's Pinche Gringo? I mean, I think you're a cool dude. So it
says hello, I love you.
Hello, I love you. So Heather, you don't know what Pinche Gringo means? No. It's effing gringo. We're just saying it nice. We're saying it nice. I like the purple. Is purple good look at me for our date? Is it gonna turn you on?
We're safe.
So check out our friends at PincheGringo.com. And Andy, when they go, well, for our friends up north, when they put it in their shopping cart, but people down here in Texas, when they put it in their buggy, I guess y'all gotta put the promo code Buffalo BUFFALO, and you're gonna get how much percent you gonna get off, Dr. Andy?
Someplace between 10 and 75.
15%. Don't go crazy. But you know what I did notice, Andy, is they have a lot of extra discounts on top of ours. So check out our buddies at PincheGringo.com. You'll be happy for it.
If you read very carefully, you can get the shirt for free, probably.
Wow. Like I said, all the comments and statements by Dr. Andy and Eddie Buffalo are purely for entertainment purposes.
There's no such thing as a free shirt.
So it's taken us a minute, but we have our videos looking good, right, Andy? Looking good. And we both have microphone.
I don't know if I'll echo.
Will it be like, what? Look at we're tips.
Can you go get a blood test and a urine test?
No, heck no. You don't want
hepatitis Q.
So I gotta tell you, Andy, I don't know. Are you a big sports guy at all?
Some yes, some no. I don't like hockey.
So Heather, and that's what I'm going to talk about this morning, because EBI Media would like to congratulate the USA women's team for winning gold. But Andy, another reason I'm talking about it. Wow. Once again, all the comments of Dr. Andy. And you're a doctor? You don't know the difference between the sexes? That makes a lot of sense now.
I guess
that makes a lot of sense
hockey,
now.
Not
No. So I'm going to talk about a Buffalo Sabre for a reason. And it's a gentleman that's a forward for the Buffalo Sabres by the name of Josh Dunn.
He's the one who got in some kind of trouble.
No, but he's going to have trouble for quite a while now, because congratulations to his sister on Team USA for winning, and boo to his girlfriend that lost on Team Canada. How are those family dinners going to go, Andy?
We'll have 2 tables for Thanksgiving.
Oh my
and
Lord.
A partition.
So Donnie Lowe is the one that was telling me. I didn't even know this was a thing until he told me. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Divided loyalty.
Mm-hmm. So before we get into our show, I binge watched something this week, Andy.
I river to ask.
Well, it was very interesting, and it just came out last week. And I don't know if you watched the show Dairy Girls when it was on Netflix. It was about a young Irish girls in Derry in Ireland.
Oh,
And yes, that was really good. So the producer came out with a new show, and I binged the hell out of it this week. Where'd it go? Hang on, relax. How to Get to Heaven from Belfast. It was 8 episodes, and basically they were trying to solve a murder of one of their classmates. And there's so many twists and turns that you get whiplash watching this freaking thing. And the ending was very reminiscent of Pulp Fiction. That's all I'm gonna say.
Cool.
That's all I'm gonna say. But
go
ahead.
If you like Belfast, Hannah French writes about Belfast in the Murder Squad, and she's one of the better writers I've seen about French Belfast and what goes on and the classes, all the permutations there.
Well, I think, yeah, because I used to work with 2 brothers that came right off the boat from Ireland, and one was not politically involved. He loved being an American, but his brother still sent money home to the IRA.
Yeah, put on both sides of it.
Yeah. So, but if you're looking for something quirky, something different, put the friggin' closed captions on, because sometimes their accents are pretty strong, which I'm sure they say the same thing about us.
Peaky Blinders strong or strong?
Not as bad as Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders was it was very interesting. I tried to watch it 2 times, and I'm like, I hate this. I really want to watch this.
Translator with me.
And then my daughter's like, Dad, put on the closed captioning, and it became one of my favorite shows. So, but yeah, check them out. So, what else do you want to talk about this show, Dr. Andy? Because you're the one that wanted to do this show on sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And I'm worried that they're going to make us change the name of it because we say drug.
Okay, we'll say chemical influences on rock and roll.
Chemical influences on rock and roll. What do you think of that? You like that logo, Dr. Andy?
Yeah.
It'd be an awesome T-shirt, wouldn't it?
Yes.
It rocks, yeah. Did you see it, Heather, when you came in? Can you see it from there? The logo. Come over here and see.
Unfortunately, somebody else.
You stay to the left.
Somebody else owns the sex and drugs and rock and roll.
And just in case you guys hear Heather, all the comments and coughing by Heather are purely for entertainment and infection purposes. So, I don't know. Did you watch my post game after your show the other day? I did something different. Thursday we did a show about cancer, and it was very well attended. You had 1.8 million people watching the show.
It's a very, very gripping topic, and it's a very difficult topic to drag it out into the light. And I hate to make it sound like a vampire, but almost anything, if you drag it out into the light and look at it carefully, you can walk away with better understanding, better comfort. What you know doesn't scare you.
So I did something new that I haven't done before. I did a post game on your show because it was so interesting, and it was well attended also. And I think we do have to do a follow up because we got a lot of comments, a lot of questions.
To try to answer. I cannot promise answers. I can promise attempts.
I never thought you would beat your diabetes show, but you did it with the cancer show. Which is very interesting to me. And then I talked about you a little bit more. I told how jealous I was that you actually knew the Ramones. Tell us a little bit about that. Heather's all excited now. Oh, she came alive. Heather just got out of her iron lung, and she's listening intently now.
I don't know, like, high mark or something. I've been in rooms in small places with them. friends of mine had a band. I was a drag along to make sure all their equipment went from their truck to where it was. And they
High school.
and smaller clubs in New York when music like that just was not popular. So in a small venue, you would see people like the Ramones from the kitchen. You would see the Talking Heads or Blondie or blah blah blah. That's
Whoa, back up the bus. Blondie, you met Debbie Harry?
I've seen her.
I hate him even more
They're
now.
not- they're-
I would do her right now, even though she's an old lady. I don't care.
I think Christopher Husband may say something about
Yes,
that, but
he's old too. He's busy watching sports. Yeah, it's fine.
again, not shake hands and they know me, more see from a short distance, see between what they're doing, which was interesting. It was fun to watch. Everybody's a human being, and it was an interesting, very fertile time to just be wandering around at close range to the music.
Say again?
Fortunately, I don't have very good hearing on one side, but fortunately, I plugged the other side.
I'm sorry, Heather. Who do you want to know about?
Him as close up. I have seen him perform younger, much younger, and he's a very got really bad scoliosis. He's a little tiny man.
I never knew that. Who was the band you were talking about that when we were taping? That everyone in the band got a case of beer. I forget who that was.
I worked for no concert. So the kinks that obviously that my back is seeing them more than anything, but the beer requirements for them were prodigious. It worked out good.
Heather, do you know the song Lola? How do you know it's the original version? They say Coca-Cola.
Yeah. They got,
And that was
and then they had to go cherry cola for the record and for the
kinda. Speaking of AC/DC, I was rocking out to a whole lot of Rosie this morning. Oh, we got a woman. Oh, we got a Rosie. How's that? Pretty good. Should I stick with my day job? Should I just continue to sell insurance?
I won't complain. They pay me never to stay. I'm paid more not to practice.
Practice, yeah. What do they say? It's a doctor's practice. Yeah. Why do you guys keep on practicing? You can't get this shit right.
Humans are variable. We're not all the same out of the box like wood or shovel.
I have been called a big dumb animal, so I totally get that, Dr. Andy. Eek, 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 eek.
I have confidence that you could probably take me out with 3 punches. So
I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. Now, the only thing that really made me angry when we were talking about is that you met somebody that I would have loved to meet. And Heather, she has the same birthday as me, September 7th. And what surprised me the most, well, first of all, I was surprised that Dr. Randy met her. But second of all, you were telling me how tall she was. I didn't think she was that tall of a woman.
And she was very down to earth. And her band was, of course, James Scott, Honeyman, and those guys in there. They were pretty sedate and sedated because it was a rain out where we were. It was an outdoor thing. It was a rain. They were just stuck in a trailer.
It happens. It happens. Well, I told you the story about when Hart got stuck in Buffalo. First of all, I brought up the luggage to Ann. Ann was the blonde, wasn't she? And my jaw was like. And so check this out. So they got stuck in Buffalo, wherever they were routing through. There was snow there too. So they were there for about 3 or 4 days where nobody was getting in or out of the hotel. I think I actually slept over a couple of days. And you ready for this, Heather? Nancy loved Crown Royal to the point where not the bar, not her room, the entire hotel ran out of Crown Royal for her stay. Yeah. I think she was nice and toasty warm. Let me tell you. Okay. So, so I'm really interested to see who else you've met.
Feel free. Just, and when I'm saying that, it's like walk near one of my better friends from New York has met a lot of people more up close and country called free, things like that. No,
Yeah, what was nice when I was a young man and I met all these people, I got to see things that and talk about things that, you know, I would tell my daughters these stories and they're like, "Yeah, whatever, whatever. They didn't believe it. And then I met somebody, I forget who it was, and they collaborated. Yeah, I met Eddie when he was a young man. So one of the weirdest things for me is I was a huge Kiss fan when I was a kid.
I'm
Uh, And the time that I met them, it was during their Animalized tour where they took the makeup off. Okay. So I took up luggage to Paul Stanley, very nice man. Two things stood out to me. He looked like somebody's grandma, and he only had one ear. He was born with it was almost like it looked like a little piece of popcorn almost to look like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But with all his hair you could never really tell. So one of the grossest things though, Gene Simmons came back to the hotel, still in his costume, with two very statuesque. I think he was married to Shannon at the time. Still, yes, yeah, yes. And so I'm carrying the garment bag with all the stuff that he was wearing during the show. It was still warm. It was nasty. Oh God, that was just awful. You know who else I met, Andy? Because you're gonna be more impressed with this than Heather is. Well, you're old too, so you're gonna know this stuff. How old are you now, Heather? 52. You're an old bride. You're an old bride. I know. Yeah. Hey. I always know the good things to say to people, Dr. Andy. You know what I'm saying? Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. I met Robert Goulet. Robert Goulet. What's that? No, I don't think he was. Was he? Uh. He was super duper nice, and the wife was. I think you might know this answer, Dr. Andy. So I'm going to pretty much ask it to Heather. I met a lot of rock and roll people. I mean, nobody met Michael. I could see him from like 6 feet away with his mask on. Run DMC, Aerosmith, both versions of Van Halen, Grateful Dead. So all these famous. I have, yeah. It sucked. It sucked. I just brought their stuff up, and when they needed stuff, and Jerry always wanted ice. Didn't he have his own ice cream or some bullshit like that? Jerry Garcia.
Ben Jerry's made something in honor of him.
It was painful going to work when the Grateful Dead was there because people were camped out around the hotel in tents.
I enjoyed the music. I didn't enjoy some people.
Now I might destroy a lot of people's preconceived notions. But and I'm going to ask this to our guest today. Who do you think was the biggest a-hole in rock and roll that I met? And you're going to be so disappointed. No? Wow. That show that I talked about earlier is set in Ireland. That's a hint.
Bono. I'll go
Bono was the biggest asshole I've ever met in my life.
Somebody
oh
takes
no.
themselves a bit seriously.
And they weren't even that big at that time when I met them. I can picture like it was yesterday. Him and the woman he was with, I don't know if it was a girlfriend, wife, whatever it was. He needed to get the hell away from her. They were using a payphone. When's the last time you saw somebody use a payphone? In the lobby. I know, right? So, and it took me many, many, many years before I brought myself to watching them. And I saw them. I kind of remember the show a little bit. I was drinking a lot of scotch still back then. Scotch band was running wild with my buddy. Hey, how you doing? Damian DeGennaro, what's going on? Hey, what's going? Hey, Eddie, what's going on? The best about Damian DeGennaro is we would always have we would always have Friendsgiving at our house. Basically, if you don't know what Friendsgiving
It's
is,
Thanksgiving when you don't have a family.
it's Thanksgiving. No, it's Thanksgiving when you actually want to have dinner with the people you're with. So it was very casual. You know, it always turned into a really raunchy game of Cards Against Humanity. So he comes in. He's got a button down shirt. He's got a sport gun. Hey, what's going on? Hey. And he takes off. No, he didn't have gold.
Sounds like my ex-wife's family. Oh,
So he takes off his sports coat, throws it on the thing, and you get a couple like an hour into us playing games and everything. I go, hey, Damien, somebody's got a new girlfriend. He goes, what are you talking about, Eddie? And my dog Charlie was humping the shit out of his sports coat.
did it have Clyde puppies?
Yeah. They were beautiful. They were beautiful. We couldn't give them away though. No, we couldn't give them away. Couldn't give them away. Oh my God.
Sticky sports coat. Don't put your arm in that sleeve.
They all had patches on their elbows.
Little felt.
Yeah, he was felting something. I just watched something the other day about Buddy Holly. What do you know about Buddy Holly at all?
Good music in a very brief time, and then unfortunately got on a plane that wasn't equipped for the weather and went down with two other people, and then became the legend.
Well, unfortunately, the producer who was working at the guy that owned the record company where the Buddy Holly and the Critics did, he got taken to the cleaners.
That Chuck Berry was a very bitter man, but that happened to him repeatedly. He would demand that people pay him cash on the spot. And Chuck Berry didn't travel with the band. He just grabbed locals and said, hey, keep up.
Buddy wanted to evolve. That's why he went from Lubbock to New York City. And he was broke. He ended up marrying a very smart lady that was in the record business. And she's like looking at the contract saying, why are you begging him for your money? You know?
Stones some people are going to talk about the influence of drugs and music and the poster for the romance that people have with productivity and then the down. And it's neat. It's almost like you say, okay, here is Keith's romance with Harry. Here is Keith at the very flower of this. Here's the tail end. You see it with almost all the British blues guitarists. They all had a romance with heroin where initially they actually became more productive and made some of the better music you've heard. And then you watch, they'll reach a kind of a plateau and then they fall off. You see it with Zeppelin Page. You see it with Stones. You can see it with a couple other bands. You can actually see it with the Grateful Dead in the United States. When Jerry's romance first with cocaine and then romance with, he didn't shoot heroin, he smoked opium and smoked heroin. Different way of putting the same thing. And you can see where he fell off and they became an oldies band where they just about had to wind him up and hope he played.
Question for our student audience. The Rolling Stones' first hit, who was it written by? Paul McCartney.
His name is Lennon.
Paul McCartney and John Lennon. It was one of their throwaways. Yeah. Yes.
They did a lot of covers. They did a lot of things like that. Until Jagger Richards got a huge amount of pressure around, basically starving all the things. and began to write songs. The thing with the Stones and writing credits, Brian Jones never got any, even though he contributed. Also, if you listen to a lot of the country part of it, Graham Parsons produced a lot of Keith Richards' better songs, their synergy, because Graham was also a very bad parlor user and an incredibly talented writer, singer, player. And you listen to like Honky Tonk, then you listen to Country Honk, you listen to Wild Horses, you listen to Graham Parsons do Wild Horses about 4 times better.
Now, what's funny to me is my favorite band of all time is Rush.
Mhm.
And I'm so when I was younger and I heard the name prog rock, I'm like, what the hell is that? It's Rush, right? I didn't realize it meant progressive rock.
I always preferred Rush was not my thing. If I was going to listen to prog, I was going to listen to Crimson, ELP, Yes, Cactus.
Do you consider Pink Floyd prog rock?
Yeah, it depends. It evolved. At first, it was just
Yes.
then it became the space music. Then it became hey, let's make some.
How about yes?
Oh yeah,
How about Jethro Tull?
but Jethro Tull was more. It's English folk. I think it was more almost English folk music converted. It's the blues meet English folk music. They get put in the prog rock, category, but
So let's end this on a downer. I want to go back to Buddy Holly. All right. Hey, do you either one of you hear of the apartment tapes?
I've heard of them. I've not heard all of.
So here's the story. The only thing that he got to get from this producer that screwed him was a reel to reel that was analog.
Mhm.
Okay. So he was working on this by himself and he couldn't dub in voices, drums, or anything. Whatever you heard was happening loud, including outside of his apartment in New York City, the radiator hiss. And when he got offered that last tour, it was 24 dates, no days off,
Make your money. Yeah, you have to eat.
$7,500, which it equates to $85,000 in today's terms. And he said to his wife, you know what? We're going to do this. I'm doing it for the money. I'm going to come home. We're going to go on with our lives and just, try to create something neat. And a lot of the progressive music that he was working on was later emulated by the Rolling Stones and the Beatles in 64. And this was all in 1959. And so there's a lot of people heard about like the day the music died when Richie Valens, Big Bopper. Do you know why Buddy Holly rented that airplane that night? They had them on a converted school bus for this tour. And right. So he had a chance to charter a plane for him, Big Bopper, and Richie Valens to get ahead of the tour bus and do their laundry and relax. And then they died. Buddy Holly's wife found out he died on TV. No one called her. And she was 7 months pregnant. And because of the stress of everything happening, she miscarried the baby.
There's a lot of air flight disasters. You look at the Leonard Skinner bed decision. You look at Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Mm-hmm. Double trouble, baby.
Stevie Ray Vaughan, back to the music. He's one of the few blues guys who managed to continue to play and create valid, interesting music. He didn't lose his.
Well, unfortunately, guess what time? We're running out of time. Yeah. So we are definitely gonna dip our fingers back into sex, drugs, and rock and roll on another episode. But we're at the end of another episode, Dr. Andy. Where'd time go? It flew by. So I'm so glad I thought this would be a good idea talking about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I'm so glad I thought of it all by myself.
Yes.
So thank you very much for being with us. And we end this show a little bit different. You know, life's too short. You know, be with the people that you love, people that make you happy, people that make you laugh. Like this way too short. And on fighting, you know? Yeah. And thank you for being with us. Thank you for our studio audience today. I'm dying to see if we picked up anything she said. Yeah.
Are unfounded.
You found him. I don't know where you found him, but you found him.
They're found, please.
So, in fact, our studio audience knows what shizzy means.
Well, puts a one up on me. It doesn't
So-
sound like something I want to step in.
So, thanks for tuning in to us for Late Night with Eddie Buffalo. Bunch of shows next week. Monday, Buffalo Fights. Tuesday, EBI News for You. Wednesday, Insurance Questions Podcast. And Thursday, some doctor. He's talking stuff. He sucks a lot of crap, you know? So ask Dr. Andy. So thank you for being with me, Dr. Andy. Hey, buddy. And Heather, get the hell out. Take care. We are